Star Fox was finally announced, which is absolutely huge because that was part of the massive leak that we had only a couple of weeks ago, and it actually does solidify some of the other big announcements that we should potentially be getting. And I also do believe that we could potentially pinpoint when this next Nintendo Direct is going to happen. The general Nintendo Direct, that is, which is always the big one. That's the type of Direct that we want for the big reveals as far as the first party stuff goes. Of course, the big 3D Mario games, brand new Zelda, and of course, we probably would be getting another trailer for the Star Fox game if it happens before that game comes out. Let me know how you're feeling about the Star Fox game. I definitely think it looks pretty fun. This video is not all about that Star Fox game. I promise I will talk about that Nintendo Direct stuff like in 10 seconds here, but I feel like the storyline stuff for Star Fox is really cool, and I really love that. I'm not sure how I feel about the gameplay itself. Like, it almost seems a little slow and maybe kind of repetitive, but of course, I don't know anything. I haven't played the game, so I'm sure it's gonna be a lot more intriguing when the game actually does come out. But either way, I'm still definitely gonna get it because it looks really cool, and I'm really excited to finally play Star Fox on the Switch 2 after the leak that we had a couple weeks ago. And this is the list that we did actually have with that leaked Nintendo Direct, or I guess the future games, not even just the next Nintendo Direct, like literally the future of Nintendo. 2 Star Fox games, one classic and the other adventure, which I'm assuming this would be that classic game, because also it says, you know, new classic in quotes right there, releasing in June. And this new Star Fox game, it's like kind of new, but not new, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of additional content to it, but it is just essentially Star Fox 64. So I'm assuming that this is the classic game that they were talking about, and potentially next year there is going to be a brand new title, like a completely brand new storyline to Star Fox, which now we're kind of in that weird point where if this comes out next year, because I think the rumor is that it might be 2027 for that next game, they may actually want to wait longer and see how this Star Fox game does before they actually drop the other one. But I don't know, if the game is coming out next year, they probably have already started development of the next game, so they probably still will drop it either way. And I think fans are here for that. I think people are very hyped for this Star Fox game. Fans have been wanting Star Fox for a long time, because it's been a while, man. It's been a long time. But yeah, so we do have that confirmed, which is awesome. That leaves us with quite literally the rest of this stuff right here. And this game is releasing in late June, right? So I'm assuming that if we do get a Nintendo General Direct, it's probably going to be early June. We had a leak, you know, people claiming that the next Nintendo Direct isn't going to happen any sooner than June, which means, you know, June or July or August is probably the most likely time. But because this game's coming out in late June, I think that we will have a second trailer for this game during that Nintendo Direct in early June, because they do obviously want to show off another trailer or two before the game fully comes out. But here's where we're standing now. We know everything still. Even though we just got this new Star Fox game. I know I'm going to get a comment saying it's not new. I'm just going to call it new because of the fact that it's, I guess, reworked and there's additional content. So I'm just going to say new for the sake of the video, if that makes sense. We already know the release date of this new Star Fox game, and of course now we already know it is actually coming out. We know about / we already know the release date, or they already have came out, you know, like Tomodachi Life just came out recently. So as of right now, the only games we have to look forward to are literally the leaked games on this list right here. And something that is very interesting to me is that they announced this Star Fox Direct like 10 minutes before they aired it, which is insane, but that is exactly what Nintendo does. They do this stuff all the time where they randomly will drop an announcement. Dude, it was a totally random Wednesday, and they just said, yo, yeah, we're gonna go live in 10 minutes, reveal a brand new Star Fox game. And it was still very successful. It definitely probably would have had more eyes on it if they made a huge announcement or even had it like on a weekend, which they never do anything on weekends. It's really weird. But the reason why I'm even bringing that point up is because, hey, sometime in June, they could totally post a tweet saying, guys, in 10 minutes, we're going to go live, new Nintendo General Direct, and then boom, 3D Mario, new Zelda, or whatever it potentially may be. Yesterday I made a video about new Zelda leaks, again, like more new leaks about another upcoming Zelda game, maybe a potential 2D Zelda game featuring Ganondorf as, I guess, the main character, I think. And then more about the Ocarina of Time remake that still is apparently happening, because we had all those rumors about apparently Nintendo faking leaks, which I do feel like the source that said that was not lying. However, I feel like Nintendo is lying about lying, meaning everything is canceled out. The original leak list is still the case, and that's still happening. such as all of these things right here, like Ocarina of Time, you know, something Switch Sports related has got to happen, a 3D Mario game, Mario Kart World DLC. And you can see on the bottom right here, it does say another new Star Fox game described as the adventure one that is not releasing in 2026. So that definitely does align up exactly with this classic Star Fox game, which is the one we just had announced releasing in June. We all thought it was going to be kind of like the older style, like the original, I guess, style, just kind of ported over maybe. So I'm actually glad that we didn't, because I feel like having like this additional content and stuff to the game is going to be pretty exciting. In that next Nintendo General Direct, it wouldn't even be successful unless they did announce something big, because like I have mentioned, we already know everything. Everything in this next Nintendo General Direct, even if they were to give us another trailer for the Star Fox that they just announced, it still would kind of be I guess a lackluster Nintendo Direct. Also guys, if I ever say Pokemon Presents instead of Nintendo Direct, I typically will mean Nintendo Direct, unless I'm specifically talking about Pokemon, because I actually have a main channel where I talk about Pokemon stuff, and I am constantly finding myself saying Pokemon Presents over Nintendo Direct when I'm talking about a Nintendo Direct. But anyways, that's why I do think that a lot of this list right here is still accurate and still gonna happen, because of the fact that they need the big announcements. They have to hold on to something huge for a Nintendo Direct worth people's time to make it just worth it in general, especially if they're gonna do one after not doing one for so long. We have not had a General Direct in a while. So because of that reason, I'm like, yeah, you know, this next one, it's gotta be big. And I mentioned this yesterday, but even if the big announcement is a Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, or whatever that new 2D game is potentially going to be, I feel like fans would pretty much be happy with that overall. Although I do think fans would be upset because of the fact that Ocarina of Time technically wouldn't be new, even though all the leaks about this game suggest that it's completely like a brand new game. It's literally gonna still be, I guess, the storyline of Ocarina of Time, but overall everything's gonna be brand new graphics, brand new extra content, you know, extra items and stuff like that. It's basically gonna be a brand new game just with that storyline, I think, of Ocarina of Time is kind of what I'm getting from all these leaks. I mean, something Switch Sports related in the summer makes sense, because obviously sports, you kind of think of summertime for the most part for a lot of these things. So whatever the Switch Sports would be, I hope it's something good. I would love if we even got to go back to like Woohoo Island or something, or if it even just was like a new Switch Sports game with a ton of brand new items. I mean, dude, I don't know. Switch Sports is in dire need of something. It needs something, right? I also feel like if they actually were to give us this Mario Kart DLC this year, it would be awesome. I think that would be fantastic, because of the fact that I just think that this game simply needs more content in it. That's basically all I have to say about that. I would obviously prefer more brand new titles, because we are kind of in a weird time with Nintendo where we're getting a lot of, you know, remakes or remasters, you know, whether or not it is a completely built from the ground up again game, just like this new Star Fox game and Ocarina of Time, the remake that is apparently going to happen maybe this year, potentially next year, but probably this year, I would hope. Actually, we are in need of the announcements of big games. I don't even care if they come out this year. We just need them to be announced, like that 3D Mario. I know that's like the big one. I never shut up about it. I'm sure other YouTubers never shut up about that one either, but it is true. We do need a new 3D Mario game. It's been almost 10 years, I believe, since Mario Odyssey, so I don't know. It's got to be right around the corner. The Switch 2 has had a lot of complaints about there not being enough games, and I feel like the Switch 2 needs these big games so it defines itself even more, and so it separates itself from being, I guess, a Switch Pro rather than a Switch 2, if that makes sense. But at least they are taking advantage of the Switch 2 features with like the Joy-Cons and stuff. Like at least they are doing that with a lot of their games that they're dropping. But yeah, overall, I do think a Nintendo General Direct is happening this summer. I hope in June is where I think everything is aligning up perfectly, especially because this next half of the year, what are they going to announce? I don't think we have anything coming out this year officially that has been announced. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But I mean like the first party stuff, not like the third party stuff, like first party games being Mario, Zelda, you know, Yoshi, whatever. But of course, Yoshi came out, Tomodachi Life came out, Star Fox is coming out very, very soon. So they have to have a big game for the holiday season. And what will that be? I don't know. Let me know your theories. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already so don't miss all Nintendo news, leaks, and updates. And if you are a real one watching this far in the video, comment down below cat. Just the word cat. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Someone